Welcome to Bar Talk. I am your host, Brandon T. And this is episode 2. Matter of fact, before we get on to that, like, subscribe, comment, like and subscribe, comment, turn the bell on, join the conversation, and so forth. And so, what we talking about today in the second part of the series is men's issues that they bring to dating over 35. Yep. The men. And when I say over 35, I want to be clear. So, I know I said 35, right? But this is the issue that span from 35 to 45 to 55 to 65 and so forth. You know what I'm saying? This is all on that angle and so forth. And it's pretty much what issues that men bring when they're out here trying to date in a dating pool. And after we go through the issues, we're actually going to talk about the good things of dating that men have that bring to dating at 35 and so forth. So this is not all negative. Yeah, so there's a lot of good things. But like I said, we'll cover the negative stuff first. And with that being said, no particular order and so forth. And here we go. Let's see. Income. Some men are not making what they want to make in their older age and so forth. Like I said, salaries and income and expenses and so forth. You know, you tried and you could never crack that, you know what I'm saying, a particular number, maybe skill set and so forth. And, you know what I'm saying, you just kind of just been working and so forth. So like I said, man's income could possibly be not up to par and so forth. But, you know what I'm saying, you can look at it this way. Y'all team up together and add you to his and so forth. But on his face, it could be a little tight and so forth. And like I said, once you start getting into the earlier years, being a little tight could be a serious problem. Next thing on the list, not used to living on their own. Yep. Now this was a slippery one here. And so if you had a guy, you know what I'm saying, in his adult life, just in relationship, and in these relationships, you know what I'm saying, they cohabitated with the person, and then, you know what I'm saying, not being able to handle their own self outside of cohabitation. You know what I'm saying? There's some muscles and skills that's created when a man lives by himself and so forth. There's a certain level of housekeeping, keeping house, as you know what I'm saying, as the old folks say, that, you know what I'm saying, that you may not have when you are cohabitating, and you've always have cohabitated and so forth. And then that definitely could be a problem and so forth. But then also you look at those sides. Well, they always live with somebody, so they know how to live with somebody. But like I said, there's a muscle of having your own, controlling your own, make sure your own is together, and that right there translates better to when you are combining, especially combining later in life and so forth. Next thing is could be controlling in every aspect of a woman's business. Now, I have noticed on this particular part is that being concerned about what your woman's doing and how she's doing it could be cute in some ways. You know what I'm saying? Front, like, oh, he cares. Oh, he's thoughtful. He want to make sure I'm good. And then in other ways is, oh man, it's overbearing. You know what I'm saying? I can't have a minute to myself. Why is he always checking for me here? I don't, you know what I'm saying? It could turn into a negative way. And I know some people like, well, you know, woman, if you're not showing her that you're concerned, but in some ways, in that concern turns from, oh, he cares, to I can't even get a minute to breathe on my own and so forth. So that level of control and controlling, you know what I'm saying, could be like I said, man, 35, you know what I'm saying, live some life, and then you might have messed with women that were had such sketchy ways, and then that now, you know what I'm saying, now he's putting that on the next woman to try to, you know what I'm saying, to figure out what she's doing all the time and so forth. Like I said, that could be in turn a turn off and so forth, and lead to very toxic behavior where, you know what I'm saying, the trust, a level of trust factor, you know what I'm saying, could be missed. All right, next one is emotionally unavailable. Yeah. Like I said, there's that muscle. Like I said, that muscle of being empathetic and sympathetic to a woman. Now you could have, you know what I'm saying, the first bunch of years, you know what I'm saying, some guys use their money to get women, they flash and so forth to get the women and so forth. And then but not being able to connect on a monetary flash way, but have a problem connecting on an emotional way and be emotionally unavailable to her emotional needs. Because, granted, money goes a long way. Flash goes a long way. There's needs, there's physical needs to, you know what I'm saying, get from day to day, you know, eat, so forth, you know what I'm saying, clothes and shelter, bills, so forth, and to have the extra. And then some of these guys, you know what I'm saying, all they was dangling was the extra and couldn't connect on a mental level and so forth. So some of these, you know what I'm saying, older age, you know what I'm saying, 35 all the way up to 75, is that, you know what I'm saying, they cannot connect on that very, very mental level and so forth. And that could be a problem. All right, next one is some are hard to have a conversation with. Yep, to talk things out. You know what I'm saying? Some of them don't have the emotional maturity to have a conversation, or in turn, tell the person they're with how they are feeling and what they need. And see, a conversation goes a long way. Now, I know that, you know what I'm saying, it may be hard on some subject matters and so forth. I mean, we could talk about my guy here right here and say, hey, if you like it, don't like it, and so forth, and y'all can make that decision on it. But, you know what I'm saying, maybe, you know what I'm saying, it's a hard decision to make. Maybe you was like, well, I want, you know, your partner to do X, Y, Z, and X, Y, Z, and you have a hard time talking about that. And so since you have a hard time talking about that, you just go run off and do it. And then running off and do it, and then your partner finding out later that you did it and so forth could cause more issues than you having a conversation up front. Because like I said, some of these guys can't, you know what I'm saying, can't talk about their situations and come to a consensus and have trouble creating a consensus on their ideas. Because, like, I know that you could be like, well, I want to do X, and no matter what, I want to do X. But you know what I'm saying? M might be better than X and so forth. And be able to have that conversation with your partner, you know what I'm saying, and just lock down, and just move around, and then she finds out or that it happened, then there's a problem. So some of the problem maybe have, like I said, communication issues. And then two, be able to communicate the hard things. You could say, hey, I want, you know what I'm saying, this thing over here. And whatever that is over here. And so you just run and do it. And they'll say, hey, have a conversation. You don't know how she will feel about whatever you're conversating, because maybe, she might have been thinking about exploring what you're talking about. And the fact that you didn't have a conversation with her about it, you might have missed your opportunity. All right, next thing is, set in their ways and rigid. So, like I said, you could be one of the ones that, well, you know what I'm saying, you've established your household and so forth. You decorated your house in a certain way, and you know what I'm saying, and then you created no room for a partner, for your wife, for your woman, and so forth. See, there's no opportunity for anything to be hers in your space, or like, yo, you you follow these set of steps in your day and so forth, and you're like, well, I do this and I do this after this and that's so and so forth, and you are, you know what I'm saying, so rigid in that you can't move and so forth and have a moment to where you can that you can include somebody else in. So being too rigid, you know what I'm saying, comes, you know what I'm saying, maybe in your older life and so forth, that you'll say, well, this has always worked for me, and can't necessarily fathom anything that, you know what I'm saying, that's new and so forth. All right, next thing we have here. This next one goes hand in hand with sharing space and so forth. You could be rigid, you know what I'm saying, in your house and so forth. And, you don't want, you know what I'm saying, creature comforts for her and so forth. You so rigid because you must have what you have, and there's not a spot for a corner of creature comforts for her that make her feel comfortable. For you. Like I said, she feels more comfortable she feels, the more comfortable you will feel, and so forth. Next thing, let's see. Some of them have mother issues that they have not resolved. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It could be, you know what I'm saying, maybe having an overbearing mother and so forth, and now you see a woman, you know what I'm saying, that's maybe similar traits, maybe not similar traits, but maybe it looks familiar in a certain way out there, and you have trouble dealing with her because you have trouble, have unresolved issues over here. And sometimes, like I said, you need to resolve the issues. You know, to have a conversation with your parent and so forth, and get all that what you on that's on your chest off your chest. And like I said, then you'll be able to move past that. All right, let's see. Next thing you know is some guys over age treat a woman like an object, and so forth. You know, someone like you want to continue the super player ways, and you just only look at a woman for sexual needs and so forth. And that too, you know what I'm saying, could be. There's a way to do that. You know what I'm saying? All women don't fit. You know what I'm saying? You could have a conversation. Well, I just want X. And that's a conversation. And y'all can agree upon that. And y'all cool. But then if you don't have that conversation, but you treat her like that, you know what I'm saying? And knowing that, you know, maybe this ain't the right one to treat that way, then that'd be something that needs to be worked out. And so forth. And then, like I said, not, you know what I'm saying, treating a woman's value. You know what I'm saying? When you just treat them like an option and you dismiss their overall value. 'Cause like I said, some men lock into, you know what I'm saying, it's just, you know what I'm saying, just you know what I'm saying, just for the flesh and so forth, and not necessarily for, you know what I'm saying, what really that woman can bring to the table. And so that could be missed in older age, because like I said, it could just be, you know what I'm saying, maybe in younger you was in a serious relationship, you know what I'm saying, experiences are low for certain things, and next thing you know what I'm saying, you're older and, you know, more established or whatever, now you just want to, you know what I'm saying, conquer everything. So like I said, treating a woman like an object could be a problem in an older age. All right, next thing. Emotional manipulation, game playing, lying, physical abuse. So there's, like I said, there's a lot of men that will, quote unquote, try to manipulate women to do whatever they want to, and just to get what they want out of them. And then, like I said, you know what I'm saying, playing games with them, not being straight up about what they want, and so forth. Like I said, if you just want, you know what I'm saying, some physical action from time to time, say it. Some men, you know what I'm saying, want to manipulate a woman into that. You know, I want, you know what I'm saying, the heavy pursuit and so forth. And then to get them there, and when they know that really that won't what they wanted. But like I said, a conversation, going back to conversation, could have been like, oh, she might want the same thing you want. I don't want to bother too much, you know what I'm saying, ba-da-da-da-da, you know what I'm saying, keep pushing. Because like I said, there's a lot of women out here that, you know what I'm saying, are happy with that type of situation without having to be manipulative and playing games to get it, or even lying about what you want. and telling her you selling her a dream of a relationship, and all you just wanted was a smash and so forth. And then two, there's some of these guys that are physically abusive out here. And so forth. That's one of those learned traits to not control their emotions and so forth. Like I said, that might be, like I said, a reason why they are available in the dating pool after years, because they can't control their own emotions and have a matured and deal with things with maturity and so forth. So that's one you got to look at. All right, next one. Lack of direction. Some men don't know what they're doing. Don't know what's up, what's down, what's side to side. Have no idea what they even want to do in life or what they even want, and so forth. Having that lack of direction and in the dating pool, kind of, you know what I'm saying, and then you attach yourself to somebody and so try not to go. You just get you pulling on their coattails or for riding their coattails out. There's really nothing there, you know what I'm saying. You bringing any value, and some men, like I said, with no direction, really don't bring any value. I mean, they may go clock in, but their whole life just gets wrapped up in the woman and what she's doing, or how she's doing, and so forth. And then two, that might not be a good thing. All right, next. Ooh, this is a good one. Jealousy. If a woman's making more money than them, you know what I'm saying? Some men, for some reason, you know what I'm saying, get jealous and want to compete with a woman. Not just a woman, the woman they are interested in, about, you know what I'm saying, financial and so forth, or her status. Instead of looking at it, some men, like I said, that some men take that as they can't handle a woman making more money than them. They can't handle the woman having more resources and better to make things happen. You know what I'm saying? Some men, you know what I'm saying, that right there is like a challenge. And so that, I would say, women out there, y'all avoid this men altogether. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing good coming out, because they don't see the fact that, you know what I'm saying, what you bring to the table is heavy. What you bring to the table and how you put your life together is an asset to in turn being able to increase, to stretch, and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Of all what we can do together. And so, like I said, women avoid the jealous man completely. If you even see any signs of that, you know what I'm saying, exit button that. Because that probably is one of the worst ones. And so forth. Like I said, they will always be contentions, because at some point, you know what I'm saying, you get a raise, he get a raise, he miss a raise, and so forth. Now he's feeling some type of way about you. So, all right, next one. Let's see. Ooh, now this one's not applicable all men, but applicable some. Learning how to set boundaries with baby mamas. Yeah. So that baby mama boundary, you know what I'm saying, you got the toxic, you know what I'm saying, baby mama out there that, you know what I'm saying, wants to interject herself in your relationship through the child. And interjecting herself through the child can cause issues within your relationship. And so how better to set the boundaries, okay, you be able to, like, hey, this is when this is when the baby's supposed to be here, there, so forth. You know what I'm saying? When I say baby, I mean all children and so forth. And move that child around at that point. And outside of that, you know what I'm saying, not too much extra unless it's a special occasion that needs something to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's clear cut boundaries will also make those things, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the child better. All right, next thing. Oh, and this is go for, you know what I'm saying, we gonna also talk about women and their in these same categories on that side in another episode. But holding on to old relationships and so forth. So now I look at this two ways, right? If there's a business reason why to hold on to a relationship and so forth, business reason, creative reason, then there's going to be special carve out for that. But it's just that, I just like the person. Well, we're good friends now after we broke up. You know what I'm saying? That right there can also cause issues and need to be looked at deeply, Because if they are, you know what I'm saying, they're keeping somebody around, or somebody's keeping them around for their own reasons, to have, you know what I'm saying, a more or less a safety net, you know what I'm saying, for emotional, physical, practical needs, then that's not a good thing, because it turns into a part where you're using the person and so forth. And that could be toxic within y'all situation. So old relationships and so forth, like I say, this is a business and creative needs to it, probably need to be cut off and so forth. I'm not saying get rid of your friends and so forth that you have for 30, 40 years. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if it's one of those situations where it's a fresh relationship within the last couple people, and now y'all are quote unquote friends, that might need to be cut. All right, next thing. Insecurity and disrespect. Yeah. So the man could be insecure about himself and his position, and this goes back up to one where we talked about, you know, the money fast. But maybe, you know what I'm saying, he's insecure that, you know what I'm saying, he thinks that his woman, you know what I'm saying, will be available to every guy out there and so forth. That's the insecurity that he doesn't feel with him and her for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You could be the most solidest woman to him, don't have no issue, curve every dude to even think about saying hey to you, and he still could be insecure about that, and then turn his insecurity into disrespect. Having disrespect, you know what I'm saying, because of his insecurity, it's one of those ones we might also put on the list of we put in the list of jealousy and so forth, that we want to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, that's not entertained. Because like I said, it's hard to come back from that. Because like I said, if you insecure that, you know, she go out and go do with her friends and so forth, and you think because, you know what I'm saying, they are, you know what I'm saying, other men in the general population that she has to take, it's kind of hard to determine. It's kind of hard to make you feel more comfortable with her without you, you know what I'm saying, hovering over her and being the extra, what you doing, how you at, every 5 minutes, so forth. I said it would probably, like I said, go back to up in the list that, hey, it was probably cute the first few times, and then, you know what I'm saying, overbearing the rest of the time. All right, it's cool. Next thing. Let's see. Bringing past hurt. Not taking for self and jumping from woman to woman in a relationship. So some guys, you know what I'm saying, go from woman to woman, you know what I'm saying, not want to, you know what I'm saying, not want to handle their situation or be able to handle just a conflict. And a lot of that is that they conflict resolution issues is a problem. It's, you know what I'm saying, and this is, I want to add this particular one here is going from person to person and had that short, you know what I'm saying, oh, my feelings hurt, I don't feel good today, oh, I'm not happy today, I'm leaving, and so forth. That's more of a universal thing, and we need to get out of that. You know what I'm saying, I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, you get with a person, you got to be with them forever and so forth. But like I said, being able to not to, you know what I'm saying, be able to resolve issues and just leave and so forth. That could be an issue. That is an issue that, you know what I'm saying, being able to resolve an issue that you have in a civilized manner, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, a lot of things are a misunderstanding that can be resolved with a good conversation, in depth, talk about the gritty details of it and so forth. And that could be, you know what I'm saying, changing. All right, next thing. False promises, not upholding agreements, withholding sex. Ooh. And see, attraction and love. So there's the part where, you know what I'm saying, people try to punish people in certain ways, right? Yeah. Now, as you get in a relationship with older people, you know what I'm saying, and some people, you know what I'm saying, withdraw affection, withdraw communication, withdraw sex. And like I said, and I know that, you know what I'm saying, it's like men, but men also, you know what I'm saying, have been known to to withhold sex. Not just women, you know what I'm saying, is that they could be upset about something, won't want to talk about it, you know what I'm saying, hold grudges, and these holding grudges how to punish the woman. You know what I'm saying, there's been times that some women have said that their boyfriend and so forth who they were with didn't even communicate with them. You know what I'm saying? Communicating down to a minimum of hey and bye and so forth. And then like, yo, you want to talk to your woman and so forth. And then also then that turns into withholding sex, and then withholding sex and not a whole, and then you know what I'm saying, making promises and not holding the promises for different things and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's, you know what I'm saying, that too is like more or less a learned behavior of, you know what I'm saying, some immaturity and so forth. Not to be, like I said, not to, you know what I'm saying, be able to do conflict resolution, and then instead of being a conflict resolution, people shut down. And shutting down, you know what I'm saying, is a emotional available way of handling things. All right, and let's see. Last one we're gonna beat up men for is avoidance, and then we know we go back to the avoidance of you know what I'm saying, not wanting to communicate, you know what I'm saying, shutting down and so forth. And let's see, we're gonna call that it for that. And so, like I said, just avoiding and so forth. But like I said, but it ain't all bad, y'all. It ain't all bad, y'all. Anymore. So let's switch gears here. I know I beat up the man for a while. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at myself like, man, I feel kind of hard on man. Let's think about the good things of older or meeting men in a relationship later, ladies. Stability. Yeah. There's a bit of stability. You know what I'm saying? Some men have been in their career for a while, you know what I'm saying? And then who've been in your career for a while creates a certain level of income and a certain level of, you know what I'm saying, job security kind of, you know, in this day and age. It's kind of funny, but you know what I'm saying, they would have more resources and be more stable about, you know what I'm saying, their own lifestyle. And then from be more secure their own lifestyle, then they'd be more adapt to be able to handle a woman and her lifestyle and blend things together. Yep. Next good thing. Understanding a woman more and their value. Like I said. So say that, you know what I'm saying, younger age, you know what I'm saying, it was all about, you know what I'm saying, how many girls you're gonna have sex with and so forth. Now in your older age, you see the value of a woman, what she brings to the table. Not just her body, but she brings her mentals, emotions and so forth, and know that, you know what I'm saying, that channeled in the right way, you know what I'm saying, could be a great thing to combine with and so forth. And they can cultivate, you know what I'm saying, a woman's value, and then, you know what I'm saying, actually, you know what I'm saying, actually grow them by growing themselves and so forth. So, knowing what a woman's value is. Next thing, understanding how to share the space, like I said. And so, as you get older and so forth, know that, hey, compromise is a good thing and so forth. It's like okay, we want to have certain, you know what I'm saying, certain furniture and so forth. Certain, you know what I'm saying, with dinner, it ain't just my way or the highway. It's like what you want, you know what I'm saying, put together a consensus thing and move forward and so forth. That's a good thing. Compromising and so forth. Like I said, when you were younger, might not have compromised like you do now, but compromising now. All right, let's see. Learn the value of themselves, self-love and self-worth. So they know themselves, the value they bring to the table. It isn't just, oh, I got money, blah, blah, blah. It could be, you know, so they know they bring the emotional value, you know what I'm saying, the mental, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, uplifting, you know what I'm saying, the physical and so forth. And be able to, you know what I'm saying, to pretty much be a value add. And so forth, not a drain and so forth. So that's a good thing. All right, let's see what we got. So some of the older men, take, you know what I'm saying, as values like don't rush into, you know what I'm saying, sex. Take their time with sex and willing to try different things to please their woman. Intimacy, connection, and the patience, humbleness, and being a gentleman and so forth. And like I said, being a gentleman. Learning older, you know what I'm saying, older guys learn to be you know what I'm saying, they may understand how to be a gentleman and so forth. And not just be like a barbarian and so forth, and you know what I'm saying, and take their time to understand the needs and wants of a woman and so forth. All right, next thing. Let's see. As a, you know what I'm saying, some older men know how to take the lead, has direction, and makes a plan. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A woman wants to be led. You know what I'm saying? And she wants to be led by somebody confident that knows. She look over there like, oh, I see it in him, and he knows where we going. You know what I'm saying? And so forth. We don't want to be lost in the desert forever. You know what I'm saying? He needs to know how to get there from East Coast to West Coast. Know how to get there. You know what I'm saying? Know how to, no, not even that dramatic. You know what I'm saying? Know how to get from, you know what I'm saying, to the store and back. You know what I'm saying? To lead, to, you know what I'm saying, in a confident way that, you know what I'm saying, when you get to the other side of where you're going, that, you know what I'm saying, you came through it prosperously and in full attack and so forth. All right, next thing. And open-minded and flexible. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it takes, you know what I'm saying, living life to be open-minded and flexible about a lot of things. Because like I said, some of this stuff, you know what I'm saying, you learn whatever you learn, you know, you got childhood learnings and so forth, and what, you know what I'm saying, who raised you, taught you, and so forth. And then to the point where you start to realize that what I was taught maybe not always right. And then so you be able to in turn move around in that and so forth. But like I said, it's one of those things where, you know what I'm saying, to more or less, you know what I'm saying, be able to explore a lot of different things and so forth. And with that being said, y'all, this has been Bar Talk. I'm your host, Brandon T. Like, subscribe. And then, like I said, part 3, we're going to talk about women's issues in dating and so forth. And with that being said, I'm going to say peace.